Yo, what up?
Yo.
Welcome and welcome back to A Stiff Receipt. We are back
Hi, guys.
again for another episode of Stuff and Things. There's been
Lots of stuff and things.
some injuries since the last show and some other happenings, I guess. But as we were just talking about before we I hit the record button was Adam Cole's foot injury. So we were talking about how the man in the mask, the man in the devil mask, could end up being Adam Cole.
Which would be asinine, but still.
It would be good storytelling for sure. I would fuck with it. But as we were saying, like, it's possible that like the whole foot injury could be faked, but
or not as bad as it could be.
Right.
I'm hoping if it's anything, it's like we played it up a little more. He still was out for a while because he sprained his ankle. Didn't need to get surgery, but we played it up for the bit. And it's like, okay, all right, I get it.
My whole thing with that situation is how, like, I don't know, ethical is it? It just seems kind of.
It's hard.
If that were the case, and that ended up being the case, like his injury was like fake, and they've really played it out to be like this real thing, and they had like, you know, Adam Cole's wife involved, and like actual real pictures of his foot and all this shit. I feel like that would be kind of fucked up a little bit.
It would be a bit scumbaggy, but in the situation, I think now that I'm thinking about it, it would you could play it off as it being scumbaggy too.
Yeah.
But I do think it would be a little bit far. I don't necessarily agree with like you should just especially that injury where it's like it's so innocuous and so
especially with him, like he had that concussion scare and he was out for so long.
The concussion thing, though, I don't think you can fuck around with a concussion at all anymore.
No,
like there's no way you can fully concussion, like play that up and kayfabe that.
Yeah.
If the nowadays when it comes to that in any sport, especially wrestling, with the really really dicey past of concussions and what people do after those, it's kind of hard to like sell that in a way that's not like, oh, it's not just kayfabe scumbag. It's like, no, that's really scummy because holy shit, what if he really did have a concussion?
Right.
Like, what the fuck, man? You don't. Those are ones that you don't fuck around. So when people see that somebody has a concussion or is like exhibiting behaviors and they stop it for a concussion, you understand this isn't kayfabe. This isn't like this isn't a work. This isn't part of the show. This is something different because somebody is hurt. That leads into the other one with Jon Moxley. And the stopping of the like wanting to have a system to stop a match immediately when a doctor looks at you and goes, oh, this is like even a little bit, unless the wrestler is like, hey, at this point we're gonna do this, don't freak out. If there's other times when you see something else going on, maybe say something, but like there has to be a way to go immediately stop, not wait for the thing to stop. It's like as soon as this happens, the doctor has to be able to step in, and I don't know why that's not a thing.
My whole thing is like, I feel like the whole idea of that, it's like, oh, we'll just kind of like hastily change the match and finish this up real quick so that we can get everybody out of there.
That's
like,
worse. That makes it worse.
That shit is like,
why
do we do that? Because like back in the day,
why are we still doing that?
Back in the day, you know, people were doing it to protect their character and all this other shit.
To protect the business.
Exactly. In today's day and age, why? There's no reason for it.
There's not a single thing I can think of where it's like, oh yeah, we definitely need to continue to protect you're exposing my goddamn business.
Right. Like
Shut up,
something
Jim.
is very clearly wrong, just cut that shit. Be done.
Because even in like nowadays,
go to commercial. You know? Like,
do something. Fucking throw it to commercial and come back and be like, listen, we had to stop. But even nowadays, like if you look at what they're doing in UFC, those fuckers are coming. Like those doctors are walking into that fucking ring all the time now. They had like multiple situations where they were just stopping the match because somebody was bleeding too much. And they're like, you can't keep going because it's going into your eyes. Recently, they had somebody check and be like, I don't like where the concussion thing is going on with this. I know that you're going to get hit in the head, but Jesus, dude, your eyes are a little bit fucking weird.
Yeah.
So that is one of those things where it's like, that's still keeping in with a realistic tone for everything. So that makes sense to me. Just stop everything. We'd rather have them not, hurt, dead, doing something terrible because their brain changes than, I don't know, not watching the rest of this cool match that all of a sudden the guy got hurt. Sucks, man. But I want him to continue to wrestle. Like, I want to continue to see somebody like John Moxley wrestle for as long as he can. I want somebody like Adam Cole to wrestle for as long as he can. And not only does tearing up knees, hurting your back, stuff like that, obviously is going to be wear and tear and be terrible and bring down your lifespan, but concussions are way worse because that's your brain. How do you work after that? How do you remember things? So to me, that's just the one thing that you have to stop that. You have to just immediately, and it doesn't matter if there's boos from a bunch of idiots out there that don't understand what's going on. Make an announcement, stop it, and be done. It's dumb that we had to get to this point where we had to say something in a freaking article.
It's weird. Like, I don't know.
It feels like this conversation has already happened or already should have happened. Rather than, I don't know, John Moxley getting possibly concussed twice in one match because I'm not even going to go there.
Has Moxley returned to the ring yet?
I think he came back once.
I was going to say, I think he did come back.
Oh, no, he just had an angle with Orange Cassidy after a match. Has he wrestled one since then?
I'm honestly not sure off the top of my head.
I'd have to go back and look. I don't remember.
But yeah, no, we got that. He's out. But they did say that the concussion wasn't as bad as they originally thought. So I don't imagine this will be like a huge long thing like Adam Cole's
the reason
was.
that they were like, I'm sure what happened was they went to go keep him out one extra week just to like make sure he was good. Yeah, I'm sure. It doesn't look as bad.
Right.
I don't know.
And then Bryan Danielson. I always have to make sure I call him by the right fucking name.
Everybody does. People on AEW
his ass
have to remember what his name is.
They had to be too similar, damn it. But
what's his real name? So
right. He's got a broken orbital bone, and he is going to be out at least the rest of the year.
That's nuts.
Yep, it sure is. And then Adam Cole with his foot injury. A lot of things going on at the moment.
Yeah, a lot of weird things.
Speaking of positive things, injury related, it seems like Danhausen is getting closer and closer to being back on TV.
True, which is always good.
Dude, okay, I was a little sad because like we've been getting those like videos, and I'm like, okay, Collision last night, that was like the Halloween show, and I was like, we're gonna have Danhausen, aren't we? Then we didn't. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I was like, if there was any time to have Danhausen come back, even if he's just like, I mean, most of the time he's just doing like outside of the ring shit anyways, just have him do that.
Fucking A, just have him come in and hang out. It's fine.
Sammy Guevara got a concussion in that last match that he had.
Oh shit, that's right.
I forgot all about that.
Yeah, because that's why they're doing the thing with what's his name from Aussie Open.
Yep.
Because his guy's hurt and Sammy's hurt.
Yep.
I fucking forgot about that. Oh wow.
Yeah, okay. So a lot of shit going down. Going down the list. I mean, obviously Jamie Hayter's still out. She's not expected back till like next year,
which sucks.
Kyle O'Reilly's still up in the air,
which sucks because I love Kyle O'Reilly.
Thunder Rosa is apparently back to training and is close to returning.
That's good. And, of course, everybody's talked about how good things have been backstage with her. So, yeah, that's good.
Bandito is out with a broken wrist.
That's unsurprising, but sad.
Mark Briscoe has some kind of injury back in July.
I've been really thinking about like, where's Mark at? Like, where's Briscoe at?
Same with
we
Pac.
need him.
Pac also has had an injury since July.
Oh, I do remember he was getting surgery. We need Pac back as soon as possible. That sucks.
So, oddly enough,
I love the bastard.
I'm confused here. So, I'm assuming somebody did an oopsie on this list because it shows Luke Gallows with a knee injury, but then further it says Carl Anderson with a knee injury. So I find it very unlikely that they both have a knee injury. So I don't know. I'm
both
assuming
of them
there's
probably have a knee injury.
I'm assuming there's some kind of oopsie there.
I'm gonna be honest. They're both old. I believe it.
And
Luke Gallows especially because he's a big boy.
Let's
Tall
see.
boy
Sheamus is out with some kind of shoulder injury since August, apparently.
Oh,
It says Brock Lesnar has some kind of unknown injury. I've not heard anything of the sort, so
it's called I want to stay the fuck on my farm. That's what his injury is. He came up with something like, I just gotta rehab it, man. I can't get surgery or anything. I'm just gonna rehab it. And it's like, oh, so you're just hunting right now is what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
So Sonya Deville, Dakota Kai, Sol Ruka, and Nikita Lyons all out with torn ACLs. All four of them.
Sol Ruka, who is that?
She was the one. She was like, they had that NXT pay-per-view where 3 people got injured. Her,
that's right.
what's his name? Fucking
Dijak?
No,
No, it wasn't Dijak. Okay.
the guy on SmackDown who's got the show. Why can't I remember his name? I love him. He's great.
Oh, fuck. Oh,
I feel like an idiot right now.
no, me too. Because I make a joke about it every Friday when we do the stream, or when you do the stream. What's his name? Looks like him. Fuck.
All right, I'm scrolling
Grayson
down.
Waller.
Grayson
Waller.
Waller. That's the one.
No, we didn't just struggle for that and leave it in. We didn't struggle for a minute and a half on Grayson Waller. Oh fuck. Yeah, Grayson Waller. He's fantastic.
But
Yeah, okay. Sol Ruka, him, and then who else was it? Was that also the one where Dijak broke his?
No, it was a pay-per-view after that. I think it was.
Oh, okay.
I want to say it was. Was it Roxanne Perez or was it Indy Hartwell?
Indy, because she was champ, and she got hurt.
Yes, you're right.
Yep.
So somebody that also, hopefully, will be coming back from injury very soon. Fucking Randy Orton. His ass has been out like over a year. It's gonna be close to 2 years. Let's be a year and a half. But it does look like Randy Orton is going to be at Survivor Series,
which will be good.
Yes. I never thought I would be excited for Randy Orton returning. He was one of those guys where he was like, it was awesome, and then he like got used just way too much. It was like, oh great, another Orton title run type of deal. And then they had the RK Bro thing. I was like, okay, this is kind of sick. And then he gets injured, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, we need Orton back. We need him back. Bring him back.
Yeah, but
I'm
the sad part, we won't get RK Bro.
Yeah, and given everything, I don't think I really mind.
Yeah, I think I'm over. I think I'm
good, just kind of not having Riddle around anymore.
That was fun for a bit. I'm good. You're kind of a problem.
Yeah. Little bit. Oh.
God, I hope he doesn't show up anywhere. He's going to, though.
Is he, though? Who would, after everything that's happened,
Bellator will hire him.
Who?
Bellator.
Oh.
They'll go back to MMA.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't give a shit about that. I don't watch that anyways.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he'll go back to that. It's fine. I don't give a shit enough to watch him on Bellator. I don't give a shit enough to watch Bellator, honestly. As much as I like UFC stuff, but whatever.
I don't like
That's about the only place that I know that he can
fighting.
get something. Yeah, I like fake shit. Give me redneck anime. I'm down.
I'm a little sad. Like, I actually got to watch Collision like live last night, and they didn't have an Edge segment.
Oh no, the one night they don't have an Edge segment.
They should have one every night. All right.
I don't know, man. You don't want to like. You're overexposing him. You're exposing the goddamn business.
Oh, so I don't know. I don't think we talked about it. I think it happened more recently than the last time we recorded. But motherfucking TNA is coming back.
Fucking TNA.
Fucking TNA. They're bringing the colors back, the original red and yellow, the logo, the whole thing.
But all of you
except the ring.
psychopaths online are not getting the fucking ring.
Not the ring. As much as I would love,
it's wrong.
It's one of those things. As much as I'd love to see that shit again, nobody likes it, and it's been very heavily talked about how all of the talent who ever worked that ring fucking hate it. So at the end of the day, that's who you need to make happy, you know?
Nothing works in it when it comes to wrestling because it's such an awkward fucking like shape that all the shit that you people do like off the ropes, you can't do it. Like it's super hard because the ropes don't move the same way.
Well,
the angle for the ropes when you run up them
between the ring posts.
There's less space between the ring posts, but also on the ring posts themselves. If you look at it, the way that they're like spread out, they're like the angle is super wide. So like if you're going to run up the ropes, it's harder to do, and you like have a higher chance of slipping, falling, and hurting yourself. So like it's just a terrible idea.
Well, it's like when they do like anything like from the side. Like if you look an Irish whip like one way, but then if you want to like run directly left or right, you can't do that because you have to hit it at an angle. You can't hit it straight on because the side ropes are all slanted.
Yeah, it was bad. It wasn't even like a hexagon. It's like it's a 7-sided or something. It was something else, but it like wasn't right. It just didn't work.
I mean,
honestly,
it was a hexagon, but like yeah,
it was. I don't remember. It was just weird. But like when I go back and watch it, I've watched those TNA versus like when they did change the ring back and it was still TNA, and then when it went to Impact, it's like that looks awkward, and that looks that like the wrestling was not fun to watch, honestly.
As I said, I much prefer watching the 6-sided ring, but like as nobody likes it.
I don't know, man.
Nobody likes it.
I can't like I watched it. I've gone back and watched like because I wanted to see AJ in TNA recently, and I'm like, all right, I'll go back and watch it. I'm like, this 6-sided thing is not fun to me. To me personally, I don't like it.
It was just a neat thing at the time because like
it was not
when I watched like originally there's nothing else. It was only WWE. Everything else was gone. By the point I started watching, ECW, WCW were gone. So then, like, when I had a friend tell me, it's like, oh, did you know there's another wrestling show on Spike or whatever the fuck channel it was on at the time? I think it was on TNT originally. On TNT or Spike.
It was on something.
I don't remember, but I was like, oh, I'll check that out. And then, like, you turn it on and you're like, whoa, what the fuck is this? I got a goddamn hexagon ring. That's new and different and fun. And then you see these like crazy ass like the Ultimate X match where they hang the across the rope?
Ultimate X.
And
they still do, don't they?
Probably. I haven't watched Impact in forever, so who knows? But those matches,
well, it's TNA, so we'll watch it now.
Watching all those dudes, like AJ Styles and all of them, just that was just so fucking sick.
But
so
no. The TNA ring was just ridiculous. I don't know why people.
So the 6-sided ring, I dug up some stuff here because I'm like, there's got to be some people who actually preferred it. And okay, so the first one, Kurt Angle talked about some of the the differences with that ring compared to the 4-sided ring that I never really even thought about. But like because of its hexagon shape, it was about 2 feet shorter than a square ring. So when you go to like do any kind of like running move or whatever, or coming off the ropes or what, you know, bouncing off the ropes, you're like 1 or 2 steps shorter to, you know, you're like 1 or 2 steps shorter to do like whatever move you're doing, as opposed to like the 4-sided ring, because you have less space to move. So like all of the people that went from spending all the time in a 4-sided ring, it was a huge adjustment going from the 6-sided ring because of stuff like that. AJ Styles said he liked it because it was different and it looked more like an MMA cage fighting style of thing, that seems to be like the general consensus from a lot of the people that said that they liked the ring. Jeff Jarrett and Booker T both also enjoyed the 6-sided ring because it was kind of a different thing. And Booker T even said that the 6-sided ring was a bullet in the head that put TNA out of the question. I wouldn't go that far, but, you know,
I think it's a little much.
It definitely didn't help things getting rid of it for their image, for sure. But all of them basically, anybody who said anything positive about it, Samoa Joe included here, basically said it was a big adjustment. Like, nobody liked it at first. You had to kind of grow into it and figure out how to work it, because it was a lot different than working a 4-sided ring.
Right.
Like Sting hated it. He said too many years wrestling in the squared circle, it just changed the dynamic of everything, and was not a fan. Hulk Hogan didn't like it, as if that matters.
Who fucking cares?
Austin Aries talked about how it was less forgiving to the body, and it was harder to maneuver around. They were talking about how, like, you know, like the cross beams, like on like a square ring, are, you know, they're laid out one way, but on the 6-sided ring, there's more of them and they're laid out differently. So because of that, taking bumps on that ring is rougher on the body, apparently. You know, like what I was saying, there's more turnbuckles and ring posts, so there's less space between each post, which means the ropes are more tense. There's less give, so hitting the ropes gets far more painful after a while than on a normal 4-sided ring. So, yeah, I don't know. That was just some of the comments I saw on it. I said it was neat, it was different, and that's what they needed, especially at that time, was something different. The whole vibe of TNA was so different for good and bad. Like, TNA always felt, even at its biggest, which wasn't even that big, it always felt kind of bootleg or scuffed as far as like the production went for the show. And
well, it was scuffed as shit.
Right, and that was one thing that I noticed with AEW immediately, because I had a hard time initially. I'm like, oh, see, I've already been through this before. Another company, it's just not gonna be the same. But it wasn't like TNA. Like, AEW's like production is fantastic. It's just infinitely better than TNA's ever was.
Yeah.
Especially now that AEW has gotten so big. But that's the thing that, you know, WWE's always had over everything else, is their production quality is fucking fantastic.
True. Very, very true, actually.
But I mean, realistically, at the end of the day, I'm excited that I feel like Impact was kind of, I don't know, it was kind of a boring name. It kind of sounded more like an MMA type thing than a wrestling thing. And
yeah, I do think, like, calling it TNA, it was kind of dumb. Total Nonstop Action is kind of dumb.
The Total Nonstop Action is dumb, like 100%. But if you just ignore that and just think of TNA, then, you know, just don't think of what it stands for, then we're good.
Well, are we calling Impact Impact, or are we calling what are we changing the name of? Is my question. The company?
I'm assuming, yeah, the whole company. I mean, to be fair, like TNA Impact, like that was always called Impact, but TNA was like, you know, it was TNA Impact, like WWE Raw, or that type of thing.
That's what I'm saying. Like that.
Then
made
they
no
just
sense
dropped
to me.
TNA entirely and just went
If we're
with
Impact
only
Wrestling,
Impact.
I can get calling it TNA, like Total Nonstop Action is the name of the show. I don't know. It just seems weird. In TNA, I don't know. I just always get the whole early 2000s like, oh, TNA.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
it's it'll be a
but
nostalgia
whatever.
thing. I don't, like it's not. It's a nostalgia thing, 100%. But like, I don't even then like. It's not. I'm not gonna go out of my way to like seek out to watch it. Just because they
Well, you
changed back to
can't, 'cause
TNA.
Most of the time it's on Access. So
Yep,
you can't,
exactly. So,
unless you have like Direct TV or Dish or one or the other.
man, I wish everybody could just get on normal TV. That'd be great.
I mean, at least TNT and TBS and even USA are normal.
Right. Exactly.
Oh, wait, we do get one-on-one you can get with an antenna now. We're gonna get, NWA
That's what
on
I was.
CW.
That's what I was just about to talk about. Okay, I'm gonna like TNA. I'm sure they have
I
great.
do think we talked about this last week, but still.
Impact. They have great talent on there. I'm sure they have great matches. It's that I haven't watched Impact match and I couldn't even tell you how long. But NWA, like, what do they got? They got Billy Corgan and EC3. Like, I mean, who is watching NWA?
Dudes that like Tyrus.
So nobody watches NWA. Got it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like,
Nobody's watching.
I don't get
I watched
it.
it for a little bit when Nick Aldis was the champ. I watched sometimes. TNA Power was on on YouTube, and that was fun. But they're like, we got a TV show. You can come over and watch us on CW. Oh, so the wrestling show I don't watch is on a channel I don't ever watch.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
No one's gonna watch this. Well, I'm
So
sure
they-
there's people that will, but not enough
It's
to
just
keep it.
the wildest thing about NWA nowadays is that it is owned by Billy Corgan. Of all, like, I just can't. The more I think about it, and the more I see him on there, like, it just gets more strange instead of the other way around. So I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little odd, to be honest.
Like, I don't know. Like if NWA was like, let's say they were like in town or something, I would go to them.
Right.
That would be kind of, cool. But like,
Yeah.
outside of that, like, who's gonna seek out watching NWA on TV over any of the other ones, like Impact or,
Not me, that's
any
for
of that
damn
shit?
sure.
GCW.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna go out of my way to watch GCW. Let me tell you.
I think GCW is just everybody killing each other for a couple
Really,
hours.
it is. It is. It's just the most egregious things you can do for a couple hours on a weekend. I don't know if
I
I'm
just-
gonna watch.
I just want to point out, I'm on NWA's website right now, and Violent J from the Insane Clown Posse is apparently in a match at the next pay-per-view with two other clown people. Random clown people. Don't know who they are.
Yeah, you want me to watch on CW? You're fucking killing me, dude.
Bro, this is actually going to
Fucking-
be in Cleveland. That's not even that far away.
Killing.
Holy
me.
shit. I don't know.
Just fucking killing me, dude.
Then again, it's like, we got EC3 as the champ. Is there any EC3 fans? Do those people exist?
Yeah, it's called EC3.
EC3 is his biggest fan.
He's his only fan.
His OnlyFans? Does he have an OnlyFans?
He's got an OnlyFans. One person subs. Him. Fuck.
Oh.
Man, he just opens his mouth and says the dumbest things.
Uh-huh. You are correct.
Whatever.
Oh, so what else do we have that was exciting? Trying to remember what happened on Raw, but it's been too long at this point. And Dynamite, for that matter.
Dynamite was good. I just don't remember anything. God, we're terrible.
I know, right? I'll tell you what I do remember is that fucking collision last night.
I am watching the match right now.
Oh, you didn't finish it.
Nope.
Well, okay, so that show, that collision taping, or collision show, wasn't a taping, was probably like the most solid like wrestling show I've seen in a while. We unfortunately had like 3 like squash matches, which I hate that shit. One
yeah,
is
the
fine.
guns against
3 is
the
too
guns
many.
were fine. The
Yeah,
guns were a fun one.
3 is too many.
Brett Titus was a little too much. And then the Claudio Castagnoli thing was dumb.
Yeah, like I said, like we didn't need all that. But you cut all that shit out. Jay White versus AR Fox, which alone is like, that's a kind of a strange match, but holy fuck was it good. They killed it. We like randomly, I guess, because I didn't watch Rampage because nobody does. Abaddon won whatever match they had on there to get his title shot against Sheeta, and they put on this like Fright Night fight. It was like this, you know, street fight, but like spooky. They had Halloween shit everywhere. And that match was wonderful. It was like, it was fun. It was entertaining. Dude, when she had the, like, Sheeta was holding the tombstone decoration, and Abaddon had this fucking bone, and she swings the bone and just literally chops that tombstone in half with the bone. Like, that was wild. And then there's the spot with the bucket. She gets the bucket, and of course it's like, oh my god, it's thumbtacks! And she dumps the bucket out, and it's just filled with candy.
Granted, it was like jawbreakers and shit, but still.
And then they still proceed to do a top rope spot onto the candy and sell it as if it wasn't just candy.
She blockbustered Sheeta onto it, but also Sheeta grabbed the witch's broom to do a top rope stomp.
Broom. Yes, it was so good. That was a really
Also,
fun match.
Other things to note: Sheeta was dressed as Jill Valentine from Resident Evil, and Abaddon was Spawn.
Yep.
So that was fun. It worked for both of them. It was a good match. It was fun. It was funny. It wasn't supposed to be interesting. It wasn't supposed to be some sort of fucking banger. It's a spooky gimmick up against a very hardcore, more
it was awesome. I freaking loved
martial
it.
arts gimmick. So you have to do something stupid with it, and it worked. And it's fun. It was fine.
Yep.
And then Samoa Joe versus Rhett Titus was just annoying.
Yep.
And short,
same with
didn't
guns
have to be there.
And guns and I don't even know who fucking Brandon Tate and Brent Tate
Brandon
are.
and Brett, they're the boys from
boys?
Dalton Castle.
Oh, I guess I just didn't know their names.
Yeah, Brandon and Brett Tate. Oh, that's a joke from the show because he goes, by the way, if you can't tell which one's Brandon and which one's Brett, Brandon has 3 pieces of tape on his hand, and Brett has 2. And he goes, well, I'm glad we know that. And he goes, yeah, but the guns and the and the ref don't. And he goes, well, that's their problem. And I was like, all right. Also, I'm actually was more okay with that one because we got the entrance with Dalton Castle doing his promo into the camera, saying the most wild shit. Like they've got 24, like after this they have 24 deviled eggs to eat or some shit like that. And then he does the thing with the thing in his hand that goes, all right, boys, let's go break some hearts. Fucking great every time. Dalton Castle's fantastic. Just put him on TV. He's fun.
Oh, and then Ricky Starks, Dax Harwood, about as good
They're
as you
both really
imagine it would
good.
be.
It was fun.
Interferences from, you know, Big Man and Cash Wheeler was at ringside and all that shit. Again, Claudio Castagnoli versus I don't know who Tracy Williams is, but the match was 40 seconds long. It was just another squash match. Seemed just unnecessary. And then we got the main event. MJF versus Kenny Omega for I think the first time ever, right? Like straight up singles match, MJF Omega.
I think this is the first straight up singles match for him.
It was
at least in
literally
AEW.
like what I was saying before we like started recording. This was probably the best televised and like non pay-per-view match I think I have seen in a year. 30 minutes long. Like, so many close falls. Oh my. It was so fucking good. And then MJF with the Panama Sunrise. He didn't get it the first time. And the second time he did. Just so good. That match was incredible. Kenny Omega, MJF. Fantastic match. This basically, this whole thing came about because I thought it was a little random because I kind of when I was sitting here, I kind of had the realization that I actually didn't watch Dynamite or Raw this week. I looked at both cards like, ooh, I don't remember any of that. So I guess I just didn't watch.
Yeah. So that's kind of funny. I watched Dynamite live. I just don't remember because I'm terrible about it. But I know that I didn't watch last night because I was exhausted, so I just went to bed. I was like, I'm gonna go to bed. I went to bed at 8.
But yeah, like I was watching Collision because I was actually able to catch it live this time, and they were advertising MJF and Kenny Omega's the main event. Like, where did that come from? But I didn't realize it until they were talking about it. But like obviously Kenny Omega's longest reigning champ. MJF was I think 3 days from beating Kenny Omega's record. So they had this match set up. It's like, all right, so Kenny Omega's longest reigning. If he wins, then his reign is saved. If he loses, MJF automatically becomes the longest reigning champion. Yes. And they put on a 30-minute just fucking war. It was just awesome. So good.
Yeah.
MJF won, and then I guess after the show, they kind of made like a speech about everything. It was nice and wholesome.
It was very, especially because, like I said, it was one of those things where it was definitely the more establishing of just, his face run. MJF's face run, which has been weird because it's been unexpected, but I guess we all should have at some point. But he's definitely been talked about by other wrestlers as being our scumbag now. Like that's what the whole gimmick is. He's our guy, whether we expected it or not. And he talked about MJF talked about one of his first matches, or one of the first things he did after leaving Creative Pro was going to another one, Five Boroughs Wrestling or some shit like that. And when he was there, Kenny watched his match. Kenny sat there and watched his match. He was the first match on the card.
Yep.
He was the fucking curtain jerker, and just was out there. And he watched his match, and then he pulled MJF aside and got to talk to MJF. And MJF asked him a whole bunch of questions and picked his brain, and got to hang out with Kenny, and was one of the reasons that he continued to do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And Kenny put him over as I didn't think you were the guy. Nobody thought you were the guy because you're MJF.
Yep.
But you're the guy. And that's oh, this is fucking great. And it was very wholesome and very cool and nice to see. And they walked out together and no funny business. He raised Kenny's hand and they walked off the fucking stage. Nothing. No angle. No kind of joke about maybe I'm still the scumbag. They literally just baby faced it out.
Yeah. No. The end of the match, even just right there. They did the handshake, but it's always every time there's a handshake, it's never just immediate handshake. It's always one guy has the hand and the other guy is kind of standing around stalling, and you're like, what is he gonna do it? Is he gonna do it? And then he finally does it, and then they do a big hug, and it's fuck yeah, dude. Good shit. Fantastic match. Everybody fucking go watch it right now.
I am.
But so yeah, I didn't watch Dynamite or Raw. So I don't really know what happened there. If there was anything like super noteworthy, but SmackDown.
I'm looking at Dynamite. I know that.
Yeah.
So what about SmackDown though?
So SmackDown. All right. So I'm kind of in this phase now where like I don't really watch SmackDown, but I'll have it on while I'm doing stuff, and I'll kind of side eye it and keep up with kind of what's going on that way. But holy Jesus, they start off the episode with Roman Reigns, of course, but he doesn't even get like halfway down the ramp, and LA Knight's music hits. And LA Knight just comes strolling down there, doesn't even acknowledge his existence, just walks past like he ain't even there. Comes out of the ring, does his thing, and sits down. I'm like, oh my god, dude, is this really happening? Are we really getting this shit, dude? This is great. Just taking a big old fat shit right all over him. And then
I do like that.
And then my fucking favorite part of the whole thing, because that was awesome as well. But they get in there and they sit down, right? Roman Reigns sits down on the side of the table. LA Knight sits at the head of the table and acknowledges that he is the one currently sitting at the head of the table, not Roman Reigns. Makes a comment about that. I'm just like, oh my god, this is just so fucking good. And then during the scathing promo, he references that suffering succotash fucking promo that Roman Reigns does that everybody fucking memes.
Because it's meme worthy.
Oh my god, dude, it was the best shit ever. It was so good. And it's like, I hate it because I can't be excited because his ass ain't gonna win. He ain't gonna win, especially at Crown Jewel.
It's fucking dumb. And I said this when you were watching it Friday, and we were kind of going over it and like looking at everything when you were streaming. But like, it feels like, oh, we're gonna waste LA Knight. It feels like I feel like this is a waste of him.
Yeah,
like
because nothing's
we're
gonna
just
happen
gonna
with
throw him out there and he's not gonna win. It's a fucking non-canon fight in fucking Saudi Arabia.
It's the curse of the WWE where it's like you just gotta wait, you gotta let it cook, and and it's like, bro, this shit's overdone and dry. Like let's just fucking get it out of there and move on.
I don't necessarily think everybody deserves a belt. Like if they're good, like you might not be the guy to hold a belt. I think that LA Knight with a championship though, because I saw him when he was on NWA, him with a belt is a whole other fucking stratosphere. He
needs a belt.
Awesome.
Give him a damn belt.
Listen, I get like not putting the thing on him with Roman because you're doing something with Roman. Then keep him away from fucking Roman.
The thing with me is like, the thing is always like, there's like they'll get their time eventually type deal. It'll be his time later on down the line, and that's great and all. I will at least agree. Him beating Roman at Crown Jewel, that ain't it. That's stupid. We don't want that to happen.
He deserves better than that.
Exactly. So I will 100% agree. That ain't the time nor the place. Watch them actually do it now because I said that.
Oh,
but that ain't the time nor the place to do it. But like the way everything is going, dude, there's no fucking way that like it can't happen. Like it's gotta happen.
Oh no, man.
But like we're in this spot now. We're like we've accumulated a line. So it's like we started getting the the hints again and bringing back up like Cody Rhodes and Roman. We've already started that fire again, and then Jay and the Jimmy thing is going. But it's like, how are we gonna cook that shit now when WrestleMania isn't until like fucking April? It don't make no sense.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So it's like we've just got all these months to waste on this now. And
literally.
What is everybody
man.
else gonna do in the meantime? Wait their turn? wait in their fucking organized little line and.
I don't know, man. It's weird. Really fucking weird, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like any of it. And maybe this gets figured out and gets taken care of because now what's his name? Fuck, dude. I'm having a hard time thinking because I'm doing 4 things at the same time. Jeez.
Yep.
Tell me to stop and focus on this. Vince McMahon is not in the writing part at all anymore.
Right. Oh.
At all.
Oh. Okay.
Not even a little bit.
While we've mentioned Vince McMahon, there's something I wanted to mention. Did you see the picture of Mr. McMahon and the Undertaker at that boxing match or whatever it was?
No.
So apparently, Vince McMahon and Undertaker like went to some kind of boxing event together as friends. This is just I just find that so bizarre. But on top of that, right? Vince had to get around with a cane. Like he had to walk like with a cane. So that was new. I've never seen that before.
Oh, he had spinal surgery.
Yeah, from all that fucking stupid weightlifting he's done, I'm sure.
Yes. So that's why he's on the cane right now, but Jesus, do you have to look like every bad guy from a movie ever, Vince? The haircut, the suit, the mustache, and now a cane.
No, my favorite thing to come out of that picture is the memes where everybody's going, it's like, holy shit, it's Vince McMahon, Undertaker, and Kane.
Fuck off, people.
Shit, that's so fucking funny to me.
It is funny. It's hilarious. That's actually funny.
Oh man. But yeah, no, I was not expecting to see Vince McMahon walking around with a cane. Maybe that's why Undertaker was there to pick him up and fell on the floor. Of course, to be fair, I don't know that Undertaker would be much help either in that situation.
He couldn't because he can't get down to pick him up.
Surprise, Undertaker ain't using a cane at this point.
Well, yeah, his knees are so shot that he wouldn't be able to lift with his knees. It'd be all back.
Yeah,
you know, that's good.
It's so weird because they're both so old now.
Oh, it's a Tyson
like,
Fury fight. Okay.
It's like two old people hanging out, and it's just weird to me.
Yeah.
To see Undertaker in that position.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird to see Undertaker in real life.
Yeah.
Like non-kayfabe it. Weird.
Yeah, I don't know. But oh! Send an LA Knight to the moon. Give him the belt. Just not
a
crown jewel.
Don't.
That's the moral of the story. That's the moral of Vince
Moral of the
McMahon
story
walking
is
around with a
that-
cane.
I'm trying to look and see what happened on Dynamite. There was a weird 8-woman tag with Emi Sakura, Marina
Yeah, but
Shafir,
there was
Nyla
two
Rose.
dark matches,
Ty
and that
Valkyrie.
is weird to me.
That was
I
a
don't.
dark.
I don't know that I've ever seen
There was another dark
AEW with dark matches.
Yeah, they do AEW dark matches. They do the dark matches before.
Yeah, I've never.
Yeah,
I guess I've never noticed, or maybe I don't know.
Those are the ones that they end up putting on like the internet. I think they did that with the 8-person tag, and then the 6-person tag. It was on
Do they do
BTE
that anymore? I
because
thought.
the 6-person was Aaron Solo, Johnny TV, and QT Marshall against Brandon Cutler, Colt Cabana, and Lince Dorado.
Yeah. I mean, didn't they
MJF
stop?
and Juice Robinson, and MJF
Yeah.
beat the crap out of
Which
Juice Robinson.
I missed that. I was actually surprised to see MJF win that again.
I think it's the gimmick. I think it's his gimmick. It's just what it is.
Yeah. I'm
And
here
then
for it. I definitely not a
was-
complaint, but
Fucking Rob Van Dam beat Alex Reynolds and John Silver.
yeah, I saw that Rob Van Dam was on there again too. And I'm like, fuck, I missed it. I need to go watch that.
Yeah, Adam Page, and then the Young Bucks defended against Brother Zay, Jeff Hardy, and Matt Hardy.
Did you see? Okay, Rob Van Dam was talking about. Let me find it. Going to AEW and like how that came about.
Mm-hmm.
But so apparently, I'm trying to find the whole story. But apparently Rob Van Dam was scheduled to be at WrestleMania 40. Like it was a thing. And then I guess WWE changed their mind. They pulled it out. They called him up. And they unbucked him from WrestleMania. And then he said about 30 minutes later, he got a message from whoever at AEW. And they booked that match in Philly. Like hit the date. Because like WrestleMania 40's in Philly. He got unbooked from that. And then magically got a call about 30 minutes later from whoever in AEW. Effectively getting rebooked in a match for Philly from a different company.
That's funny.
Right. I mean, I imagine Rob Van Dam spends a lot of time super high, so like there could be some salt, you know, some grains of salt added to that. But if that was the case, that is pretty, you know, wild.
Right.
But it says officially got rebooked in Philly from another company, so that was pretty good. In the meantime, I'm just reading letters AE. It happened like when I got there. And before I left, before I even had a chance to think about the first message, so that's just the universe doing what it does, which is pretty awesome. He was apparently unbooked from WrestleMania while he was getting an eye exam. Like, just random bits of information that we don't necessarily need to know, but yeah, no, God, Rob Van Dam has always been one of my top people, and he's definitely showing age, but he can still do all of the shit that I'm used to seeing him do. He has still to this day like the most like noticeable like move set. Everything that he does is so like standout. Like, you know, it's like if you were to see anybody else do anything like that, it's just automatically like, oh shit, that's the Rob Van Dam thing.
Mm-hmm.
And he has so many things that you literally like only see him do.
The fucking leg drop, the tornado leg drop from the apron that he does all the time. Somebody hanging and doing the tornado leg drop.
Yeah.
That's always a Rob Van Dam thing.
Rolling Thunder.
Yep.
The Van Daminator. The chair. It's like there's so much standout shit that like I always just immediately associate with him. It's like even when you're like playing the games and you give somebody his like moveset, like you watch the match and you're like, you can just tell immediately if somebody has his moveset. Whereas a lot of the other people, it's not immediately apparent. But Rob Van Dam's is absolutely extremely apparent.
Right.
But yeah. I'm glad to see him still doing shit. Because I don't imagine he will be a whole lot longer. Oh. Welp. Do we have anything else to add?
Not that I can look at or know. So not off the top of my head. But who knows? We could be missing something. We'll get it later.
Yeah. But all right, well, I think that's gonna wrap shit up for this episode. We will be back next week with another. So if you've not subscribed yet, you should definitely do so. Like the video and all that. Check out the social links in the description below and comment in the comments. Do it. Anyways,
yeah,
we are out of here. Peace out, everyone. Take it easy. Have a good one. And we'll see you next time.
Later.